Hi guys, Deb Watson here. In this quick video, I'm going to show you how to do some really pretty flowers. Now, for pretty flowers, you want to use your brightest colors. Just get out the colors you have and test them on scrap paper. Just pick the best red, yellow, and blue. You want a combination that blends into colors that will glow. Today I'm using quinacridone magenta for my red, phthalo blue, and a lemon yellow. These flowers have 5 petals. There's 2 in the back and 2 on each side and 1 on the bottom. They come in a lot of different colors, and you can pick whichever colors you like and give them a try. The 2 back petals in this one are a medium dark magenta. Now, you don't want to paint it all one color. You want the colors to flow. One way you can do this is by wetting the petals before you add the paint. Oh, and when you're trying to paint petals and leaves, if you can, leave a line of white, a very thin line of unpainted white around each petal and leaf. You can actually see them on the flowers. Can you see them in this photo? Okay, let's start painting. The petals are wet, and you can dip your brush into your darker color and start by touching it at the outside edges. That way you can see how much it's going to spread. You can very gently work the color down towards the center of the flower. And because things you paint wet on wet always dry much lighter, you can add a deeper, richer color that may be pure paint in just a few areas. You don't want to paint the entire back of the petal exactly the same. You want a few lighter areas and a few darker areas. Another easy effect is to take a wet brush and push the color back from the center and make blooms. There's so many fun ways to play with painting flowers, but lots of brush strokes are not going to give you good flowers. Just concentrate on working the color with the water until it lays the way you want. Work wet on wet, add a little darker, thicker paint, and go for variety. Wet the petals, add darker paint around the edges, watch how the color moves, and add thicker, darker color to a few spots. If it starts to dry all one color, if it all runs together, you can use a damp brush to lift some of the color back up, or you can use a wet brush to try to create some blooms. As long as the color's doing something interesting, it's a successful flower petal. Now the bottom 3 petals are the same color, but they're much lighter in value, almost white. Don't be afraid to play with the colors and the values, and be sure to let the water do the work of pushing the color around. That's the key to having beautiful flowers. The centers of these are yellow. I'm painting the yellow on dry paper and then wetting the area beneath it, beneath the bottom edge with a damp brush, just to soften the edge. Then you can wet the rest of the petal, and these flowers have an accent spot of color in the bottom middle. The very inside, that little tiny triangle inside the center, is a little bit darker, and you can mix your yellow with a touch of violet to make a brown. So the keys to success are to keep your colors and your water clean and bright, and let the water do the work. Create soft variations. I'm making the bottom flower different just for variation. I don't know if I'll like it. The back two petals are very dark, but you still want those soft variations in value. Because I want it dark, I'm painting this on dry paper so there's no water to dilute the color. Then I use a clean wet brush to move the paint into a few streaks. If you want a different technique, you can paint the streak and dark outline, then use more dilute watery color to fill in the rest. There's lots of ways to get these effects, and no one way is the best. Whichever way you feel more comfortable with painting is probably going to be the best for you. The bottom of this flower has yellow and purple. If they combine, they're going to turn brown. That's not ideal. So we're going to put the colors on separately so that they stay clean and bright. Here's the yellow, and I forgot to leave the center bit where it's going to be purple, so I'm just dabbing that out with a paper towel. I'll draw the bottom bit of color on so I don't mess that up too. Yellow goes into the center and across some of the bottom. I'm going to let my yellow dry before I add the purple. So while we wait for that to dry, we can paint the leaves. Mix your blue plus yellow for a green. I want variety in my leaves, so I paint on some of the green, and then I dip my brush in the yellow and keep painting. You could also mix in more blue or even a little bit of your purple. If you work wet enough, these colors will blend a bit on the paper and give you a nice look. Notice with this last leaf that I'm leaving a tiny line of white between the leaf and the flower petal. If you want some veins showing in your leaves, you can scratch them in while the leaves are still wet. Just use a pencil or any sharp object. The color will fill in the scratches and make it a little darker without being too obvious. Now, my yellow is looking flat. There's no variation. So I added a little more water and paint to give it some variation and dry well. Back to the dark purple. It's going to go around the edges of each petal and the centers. You could use the same dark purple for the lines in the lighter flower petals also. Last, I'm painting the flower bud. The stem and the leaves are green. The bud itself is the same violet, darker on the bottom and left side. Well, the flowers are done, but now for the background. If you use masking tape around the outside of the lines, it makes it very easy to paint a straight line. Mix a neutral color for your background using the same 3 colors. Remember to mix more than you think you'll need, as it's a pretty big area. I started mixing with the deep green, that's blue with a little yellow, and added the magenta red. Just keep playing with your colors and testing them on scrap paper until you get a background color that you like. Use a small brush to paint around the leaves and petals, once again leaving a line of white if you can. Now, I'm adding water as I paint toward the top so that it's the same color but lighter, because I would like a little variation in the background too. I'm adding some clean water to see if it will make a bloom. When you're finished, you can pull off the tape. Evaluate your painting. Do you need more color anywhere? You can paint more on. Is it too much the same in any place or too flat? Re-wet and dab up some of the paint with a paper towel. I'm not sure these 3 flowers together are my best composition, but I could paint a lot of different cards for spring with a lot of different flowers, and then I can pick the one I like best. To sum this all up, for great flowers, start with the best color and let the water do most of the work. Try for soft edges, variations in your color and your value, and have fun. Painting is a great way to spend your time. Happy spring and happy painting!